Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This is my top 10 stocks as we head into Wednesday, May 15th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. Also, if you trade Bitcoin, I will do a bonus analysis at the end. Real quick, a couple of clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame. I mean, each one of these candlesticks represents 30 minutes worth of time. So ticker symbol number one, AMC. The craziness continues. But the big thing today that really stands out is just the power of charts. So I don't point this out to brag about myself. I do point it out to brag about charts and how they are a very useful tool. For those of you that watched yesterday's video, hopefully remember me talking about this red line here as resistance and that level being at 588. Well, there is a rule in charting which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So let's go from red to green. And do you notice where this big old pullback stopped? Look at that, right at that line. Now, if I'm not offended if you don't believe me, whatever, you just put that line there before you started recording. Fair point. All you got to do is go back in the video archive, watch a video from yesterday, and you'll see that line was there. Again, I don't say that to brag, but I do say it to point out that there is power in charts. So moving forward, 588 was a level that you would want to see hold as support after the gap up. It did indeed hold as support, and you're going to want to see it continue to hold as support. Now, from the overarching standpoint, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that line. But from the overarching standpoint, the level that it's much more important is that purple line there, 50 period moving average, keyword there being moving. So as time goes by, that line is going to move itself higher and higher. So you're going to want to keep an eye on that if there is a bigger pullback down through 588. But so far, so good. 588 is holding strong. In terms of areas of resistance in the near term, key level to watch, resistance-wise, going to be right here at that level, which sits at the 781 mark. And then if 781 can be broken, then it makes more sense to start to look at some of these other areas. But let's just see if this pullback is going to consolidate out or not. Next one, FFIE, absolutely monster move today. Talked about this one in yesterday's video about the bull pennant. And yeah, definitely got the breakout to the upside of the bull pennant. So I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of those lines down there and we'll start fresh. And in all actuality, basically a case of deja vu in the sense of same exact pattern and situation that existed yesterday exists today. So we have our area of resistance right there. We have our support line right there. Again, change that to green. Then make the pattern easier to see. Let's keep it one color. So we have our resistance. We have our support. We have the huge move up right here. A few golfers out there make it a little bit more visual. Put the golf hole down here. We have ourselves a bull pennant pattern. So while nothing is guaranteed, it is certainly more than plausible and valid to think that if the price were to come up here and push up through that level, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure. So if you like penny stocks, you like bull pennant patterns, definitely keep an eye on this one. Next one, GME. Very nice move again once more today. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those lines down there as a further purpose. And we have, a nice recovery this afternoon because at one point the price had actually dropped all the way down to there, but since then has leveled out and has now started to bounce back upwards. So in the very near term, the level that I'm curious about from a resistance standpoint is just right here at $50.75. A nice high volume break of that level. I don't think it becomes unreasonable to think that with that occurring, the price could very well go up there and retest those highs. Again, no guarantees, but high volume break. Given that the context, it is GME and obviously can move very quickly, I don't think making a run up to this level is out of the realm of reason, but I'm not willing to quite make that commitment until the price can at least get the break of 50.75. And again, not just some sort of low volume, boring break, but a good high volume break of 50.75. In terms of areas of support, two main levels here. First level, nothing fancy, just where the bleeding finally stopped today, right down there at basically $36. And then like AMC, from the overarching standpoint, you'll just want to continue to watch that purple line there, 50 period moving average. So as that line moves itself higher and higher, that'll be the line that you want to watch. And overall, as long as the price stays above it, then big picture trend remains fully in the bull's favor. Next one here, PLUG, definitely a tricky one to talk about because there's a whole lot of perspective that goes into it. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, whatever you want to call yourself, and you bought right there, maybe you bought right there on the dip and your plan was to buy and sell within 20 minutes. Well, then from that perspective, the chart looks really bad because there's no doubt about it. There has been a big pullback here. And in forming that pullback, kind of created a wedge here. So there's no doubt about that. With that being said, if you care about the bigger picture point of view, well, part of the bigger picture is saying, well, Clay, I care about more than one day. I care about multiple days. And again, that's more than fair. So when you consider multiple days, what you have here is actually a big move in the upwards direction. which again, put the golf ball down here. So bigger picture wise, we have a bull pennant pattern. Once again, I'm well aware. If you're a day trader and you bought right there, you don't care about this bull pennant pattern. So that's why I'm trying to distinguish between more of a day trader approach and somebody that cares about the bigger picture. So yeah, today, in and of itself, brutal day, gap, and then a pullback. But think about that word today, as in one day. Looking at multiple days as we're doing here, you can see the price has ultimately formed a bull pennant pattern. So if you see the price, if it can curl back upwards and get a move back in the upwards direction or not. But no doubt about it, big volatility, big volume today. Next, SPWR, and we have ourselves another nice pattern here. So I'm going to go through this a little quicker. Whoops, did not mean to grab that one. As we've already talked about this before, so let's get our level of support into play. There we go. Let's get our area of resistance into play. And then keep it one color, make it easier to see. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big move up here. Now, I would call this a bull flag pattern. Maybe you would say, no, Clay, it's a bull pennant. Let's not get in a fist fight over a bull pennant or bull flag, because both are telling us the same thing, and that is there's a big surge in the upwards direction, and now there's some consolidation going on, leading to the question, is this a healthy consolidation where the price is going to get the break to the upside, or is it going to get a break to the downside and potentially get more nasty? That still remains to be seen. But given the trend of things, given the upwards nature of the original gap up, got to err on the side of the bulls. So if you like those bull pennants, bull flags, definitely keep an eye on it. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar I'm offering later on in the week. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can use to sign up. Or if you're watching at my website, there's an area right there on the page you can use to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free webinar. Next one, HOLO, and just a beautiful, as somebody that loves charts, just brings a tear to my eye. I mean, check this out. Gap up, pulled back, and look right where it decided to bounce. Right at that pink line, which on my chart represents a very well-known, very famous 200 period moving average. And this is a classic example of exactly why. I mean, beautiful, beautiful thing. So charts, very valuable tool. So I'll turn that into a quick plug. Go get signed up for that free webinar. But anyways, moving forward, nonetheless, that is going to be and remain the key level of support. So if there is any sort of pullback, then you definitely want to see history repeat itself in that regard. So keep an eye on that 200 period moving average. But as I speak right now, check it out. Very, very impressive final 30 minutes. Big green. I mean, that was a nice little 30 minutes there, but last 30 minutes right here, big green candle. So definitely some upwards momentum has shown back up. So in terms of areas of resistance to watch headed into tomorrow, first key level right there at 353. And then after 353, just the highs from today, which are up around 390. So if you want, you could just call this a resistance zone right here. But either way you look at it, very nice movement in terms of just volatility. Got the bounce off the 200 period moving average. Got the recovery. Have a very, very strong last 30 minutes. So can this come up there and break through that area of resistance? We'll see what happens on Wednesday. Next, BB. And another nice mover here, bigger pullback. So nice mover in the sense of, and under the assumption you're not a day trader that bought right there, wanted to buy and sell within 2 minutes. Under that impression, yeah, I realize I sound crazy calling this a good mover, but if you care about the bigger picture point of view, then once again, we have one of these. Did not want to use that because that makes it way too steep. There we go. We have another one of these patterns here. So we have a support, or excuse me, we have a resistance. Now I'm drawing support. And then right here, we have a bull flag pattern. Maybe some would disagree with that, given how I'm leaving this part out. But in some senses, I mean, it really happened. But in some senses, this is almost, given the data, not a true point. Just because look at how we had much more price congestion right around here. And, you know, almost like this was just a kind of a freak out movement right here. So in my mind, I'm kind of disregarding that for now. And that's why I'm calling this a bull flag pattern based on this action right here. But if you do disagree with that, if you think I should be including that up there, I completely respect that opinion. And we'll just have to agree to disagree. But I certainly wouldn't call you crazy for thinking so. But that's how I'm looking at BB right now. Nice move up, got the pullback, and I would call it a bull flag pattern. Next one, TSLA Tesla. Nice mover today. Finally have gotten the break up through, let me just get rid of that level as it served its purpose, but finally have gotten the break up through that area of resistance right there. So based on the rule that I've said, when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So moving forward, 175.50 now going to be a very important level of support. You can see right here on the pullback, never quite hit it exactly, but found some support right there. You can see found some support around that area. The one thing to note though is that that pink line is crossing up above it. That is a moving average. So as time goes by, that pink line is going to move itself higher and higher. So preferably speaking, the price staying above that pink line would be best case scenario. With that being said, if the price drops below the 200 period moving average, that does not mean the entire chart's destroyed or ruined or anything like that, because you still do have that 175 mark down there. And then even the perp line all the way down there, the 50 period moving average. In terms of areas of resistance, next key battleground to watch moving forward, going to be right here around the 180 mark. So keep a close eye on 180. You can see that was basically the peak of this consolidation right here. And right there, didn't hit it exactly, but got within the general vicinity. So for argument's sake and clarity's sake, let's just call it 180 key battleground moving forward. Next one here, SPCE, very nice mover today. And we have ourselves once more one of these, well-known patterns here. So we have our resistance. Actually, I don't know. I mean, we still do, but I'll be the first to admit these lows right here get a little goofy because it's low, low, and then lower. So I'm going to go ahead and just focus on more so the pullback to start things off, because at first glance, I guess I didn't necessarily capture that or catch that, but yeah, that kind of bizarre pullback here where low, new low, new low, now a strong move back up. But nonetheless, the bleeding officially stopped essentially right there at $1.18. So keep an eye on that from a support standpoint, and then keep an eye on that purple line there, 50 period moving average, which I know I've said several times, but it is a moving average. So as time goes by, that line will move itself higher and higher, essentially behaving as an overall uptrend for you. In terms of areas of resistance, main battleground to watch, and any sort of attempted curl back upwards is going to be right there at the $1.30 mark. If the price can push up through $1.30, especially if it's a high volume break, then you got to like the odds. It makes at least an attempt back up there to those previous highs. It potentially breaks up through them. But all in all, very nice movement today here. Very nice volume. So worth keeping an eye on if you like this price range. Next one, TQQQ, and this was a monster breakout here. Was very sloppy at first. Got the breakout of that trend. Well, I take that back. Opening 30 minutes, check it out. Rejected at the trend line. Came up here, shattered above it, dropped all the way down, came back up, dropped down below, and now has finally gotten the bigger upwards move. So there's no doubt about it. If you struggled during this portion of the day, you're not alone. You know a bunch of people got chopped up with that crazy action. But if you stuck around, there's a beautiful breakout and a beautiful trend. So long story short, ultimately this thing turned out to be just fine. In terms of new levels to watch moving forward, the ideal level of support, what would be the level that keeps this chart looking as healthy and as strong as possible? Definitely if the price can stay up there above that $60.30 mark. And then again, as I've talked about, continue to watch that purple line there, 50 period moving average. As long as it stays above there, then from a bigger picture standpoint, everything remains in full health. In terms of areas of resistance, next key battleground, I realize this is hard to see. This is a good problem to have when you have to go back this far into the chart's history. But next key overarching level of resistance right up there around the $62 mark. So this thing's definitely got some more room to run, and we'll see if that momentum carries into the rest of the week. For you Bitcoin traders, I'll get to Bitcoin in just a second. But for you stock traders, again, if you like what you saw here, you want to learn more about it, definitely go get signed up for that free training. It'll be very soon, Thursday, May 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So like I said, go get signed up for that with that link down below. Now let's talk some Bitcoin. Quick disclaimer here, I am now using the 4-hour time frame. So each one of these candlesticks represents 4 hours as opposed to 30 minutes. And I'm doing that because Bitcoin is open 24/7. I now want this analysis to remain relevant for as long as possible. But overall, Bitcoin just continues to basically consolidate between what? Well, the top part of this consolidation, that pink line there, the 200 period moving average. Bottom part of it, this area of support right down there at 60,700. So I'm just going to assume you're watching this, let's call it 15, 20 hours from now. Question number one you need to ask yourself is this: where's the price at relative to 60,700? If you're answering the question that the price is down below that level, next immediate question, where's the price at relative to 59,660? If you're answering the question that the price is down below there, that is a very bad sign. That implies that the consolidation has been won, and it's been won by the bears, and things are starting to fall apart. So that's one way to approach it. Maybe you're saying, well, Clay, no, actually the price is still above 60,700. Okay, great. Next question, where's the price at relative to the 200 period moving average? If you're answering the question that the price is above there, that would imply that things are going very, very well, because that would mean that this downwards move has stopped, and not only has it recovered back upwards, it's actually been strong enough to push up through that 200 period moving average. Or maybe you're just saying, well, Clay, it's 20 hours from now, price is still up above that level, still down below that level. At that point, one word applies, and that would just be consolidation. So walk yourself through those questions, and that will keep Bitcoin relative and relevant for as long as possible. As I invited the stock traders, I'm also inviting you as a Bitcoin and crypto trader, because what you learn about in this class definitely can and should be used within your trading also. So go get signed up. Thursday, May 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, do a couple things for me. Hit that like button, leave a comment below, say hi, tell me what you traded today, give me your watch list, or if you have a request for a chart for me to do in a future video, let me know down below with that, and I'll do my best to get to it. So again, hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and go get signed up for that free class. Thanks for watching.